Our guest today is Jim Parkman. This was a huge case. I mean, this was the fourth largest accounting fraud in the history of the United States.
The CEO of HealthSouth, the Fortune 500 healthcare company.
Ferrari Enzo was nearly obliterated in the high-speed crash along the PCH.
Zenvo, ST150S.
He went from being on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Only going to make 3 for the United States.
Parkman Khan, former exotic car dealer turned #1 FBI's most wanted fugitive.
Generally, when you look at the law, 90% of the time it's against you.
The FBI put a $20,000 reward for information into his arrest.
Parkman Khan scammed super rich customers at a New Jersey car dealership.
Join myself and James Parkman, my attorney and best friend, as we have cars, courts, and conversations.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Parkman Khan Unleashed. That's Jim Parkman, and he's, giving us some time today. I'm Bobby Khan, by the way, because he's got to go back to a murder trial tomorrow. So, got to wish him well too. So, wish him and his client all the best.
Thank you.
Jimmy, what are we talking about?
Well, I think we're going to talk about the extension of the P.diddy situation today.
Jay-Z.
Yeah. And I want to start it by, please, people, okay, don't jump the gun to all of this just yet. You know?
Well, that's what people do.
They do. And don't jump the gun to this.
But hold on, I got to tell you, Jay-Z did not get the bad press that P. Diddy did.
Not yet.
Well, when you think of, but when P. Diddy got hit with his civil lawsuit 2 years ago, it was overnight. The people just went to town bashing him. But people did not bash Jay-Z. I'm looking online and I'm waiting for the hate to come. I didn't see the hate.
Well, I think let me say this. I hope people are getting smart and saying, it's real easy to go out there and start naming names.
Yep.
And it's easy for networks to go out and start naming names or shows or whoever and start saying, oh, we've heard that he's involved and he got sued. Listen, I don't think it's going to happen like you want, like you say, of bashing and all that until something comes up with some proof about this. If that's the case.
That's that. I think here's what I have to say. Jay-Z handled the situation differently than P. Diddy did.
Yeah.
When P. Diddy got hit with a lawsuit 2 years ago, it was a year ago, right?
Yeah.
He settled that lawsuit within 24 hours. When Jay-Z got threatened with a lawsuit, Jay-Z sued the attorney. And then, nobody knew that Jay-Z sued the attorney. It was quiet. And then all of a sudden, this past Sunday, that lawyer Busby from Texas decided to go public and said, I am suing Jay-Z on behalf of this former girl. But then what Jay-Z did was different, which is something that I wish more people that get accused of crimes would do. It's like what I did. He came back fighting. And he said, okay, he called this attorney. He goes, listen, you forget. You're an ambulance chaser, and if this was all about me doing something, then why don't you file criminal charges instead of civil charges? He goes, I'm not giving you a red cent because this is all a money grab. If I really did this, then I should be in prison, and you should be contacting the authorities.
And that is perfect.
That was perfect. When
if you're going to deny that it happened, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and then so if I did this, go file, because now all of a sudden people are like, whoa, yeah, why didn't you go to the FBI? Why are you just going after the money, right? That's when he came back fighting. And then he went on further and he said, I will fight you till the end. And if you forget, I'm from Brooklyn and we handle things differently in Brooklyn. We're fighting. I'm not handing you money. And that's what he did. And all of a sudden people were like, okay, this guy's fighting. There's something to fight about.
Yes.
Then he just laid down, which you never lay down.
No.
He laid down, and people are like, well, if he handed a check in 24 hours, he obviously was guilty.
Then that 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But then, do I like what he did? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And ever who advised him correctly, about, and I'm sure they did. Maybe not advised him what to say, but advised him whether to go public or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Was good advice. Good advice.
Because, and I don't know the specifics if Jay-Z did this or did not. I'm not defending his character. I personally am not a fan of Jay-Z. I actually had an issue back in 2004 when he was trying to buy a car from us and the deal went south and whatever. And that's another episode. But what I will say is that in the last 5 years, I've seen a lot of people go down for accusations that were 10, 20, 30 years old. And as a man in this country, I find that very hard because how do you defend yourself? It's kind of hard to defend yourself when time is your enemy at this point.
Sure it is.
Most people don't know what they did 3 days ago, let alone 20 years ago, 24 years ago.
And here's the key. Either you were there and did it, or you didn't do it.
Exactly.
So if I've got an alibi,
yep.
Everybody listen to this. Just listen to this. If I've got an alibi, I've got to go back 10 years, 15, 20 years
to find
and try to figure out where I was for 3 hours on a given day.
Absolutely.
And who I was with. Was I out of town? Did I purchase stuff? All business records, credit cards, checks, whatever, are gone.
Yep.
They probably don't have records of that 20 years, 10 years ago. I don't know, but probably not. So now everything that I have to prove that I wasn't there is probably gone. It's worn out due to time.
Exactly. Yep. It's worn out. It's gone. You called me a nut job a while back, and I said to you, remember? So for those of you that don't know, I have an obsession, and my obsession is I calculate every minute of my day.
Yeah.
I document every minute of my day. And so, like, for example, when I was a fugitive, and when I came home, and then I sat in front of the lawyers, and I said, hold on this date, I was here. On this date, I was doing this, and the lawyer looked at me and goes, how do you remember this? And I whipped out, I have binder upon binder upon binder.
I don't doubt you.
Every month, my 30 days or 31 days of the day, every day is calculated. It'll tell you at 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., I was here, this. So I just open it up. Oh, yeah, I was with James, or I was at this dealership, or I was here. So I can quickly go back and then just, okay, now I can correlate bank statements. And, one of the things, like, I even have my first tax return since I was, when I was a kid. And I don't, people say after 5 years, just throw them away. I don't throw anything away. I keep it all, always. So, and that's but most people don't do that. So
and let me say this. Yeah. That's why you're a nut job, okay?
I'm a nut job.
You're a nut job.
It's a good nut job at this point. Like something.
It is. It's a great nut job if you are going to get something in the future and you got to relate back. But
absolutely, like if somebody was to come to me and say, "Hey, what'd you do in 2007?" I'd be like, "Yeah, what? Give me a day. I'll tell you what I was doing that day." Right? But most people don't do that. Most people don't know what they did 6 months ago. No. And that's what makes it hard. And that's when these accusations come out, so many people are either going to settle or they go to court and they get railroaded because you can't go that far back. And what my thing is, I think there has to be a statute of limitations where you got to cap it. You can't have lawsuits from 24 years ago. No. That's my opinion. You can't have criminal cases unless it's a murder case where you have DNA evidence or, going back this far. Like you can't sit there and say the guy raped her in 2000. Well, do you have DNA that was preserved and she made a statement in 2000? Because if you're not, you have no DNA today. You have no witnesses today. How do you put the guy in prison?
Well, look, years ago, this has been probably 15 years ago. Okay. Yeah. Had a guy that was charged with rape, and the girl says that she got put under hypnosis, and in the hypnosis, she remembered 15 years from that it happened.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you something. That's tough to defend.
Exactly. How do you defend that?
I mean, how do you defend what you think you remember in hypnosis?
Yeah.
Because you don't remember what you said. You got it?
Yeah,
because only the person that's got you under hypnosis is writing down what you're relating. So it's even worse.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you're right. There has to be a point in time that you've got to understand that people may not have even been there, may not have even been in the state.
Yep, exactly.
But proving it and trying to go back and recollect all this is almost impossible.
I think Jay-Z's getting different treatment also for a couple reasons. He's married to Beyonce, and Beyonce has a huge fan following, and people are like, well, we don't want to bash her husband. And then the other thing is he's very good friends with the Obamas. So is Beyonce. And Obama has a lot of clout over the Department of Justice, regardless of what anybody says. And I think he's gonna have a different path moving forward than Diddy does.
Okay. All right. That's a good thought. Now let me throw out one more that you didn't mention.
What?
Maybe the fact he's got a different path is because of the path he took. The road, the high road.
Yep.
He went, and as you said,
he fought.
Hey, look, I'm here. If you got evidence I did something, call me. I'll turn myself into the sheriff's department. But
absolutely, exactly.
Look. That's look.
Because he called his bluff. That's what he did. He called his bluff publicly at this point. He goes, I'm not going to be intimidated. You can't sit there and say, that I'm going to threaten him, that I'm going to go public and then I'm going to get some money because I'm afraid of some bad press.
Yes.
No, bring it on at this point.
And listen, I don't care who he is. Yep. I don't care who he's married to.
Yep.
But when a guy comes out and says that, I think it's time to step back and say, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. He has said, you got it, flaunt it.
Exactly.
If you don't have it, fold it.
Exactly.
I would step back, and I did. When I read it, I stepped back and I said, well, wait a minute.
Yep. And he sued. He sued the attorney. And now he's going and he says, I want you to show me the name of the person because I should know who my accuser is and I want to do it. Because at this point, a lot of these accusers think that they can just be anonymous and they'll get a payday. Yeah. Oh, no, now I got to be public. And then when you become public, people will come out and say, well, she's a liar. She did this to me and she did that. Look, remember in my trial, that girl, all of a sudden, we had, 3 of her ex-boyfriends willing to testify against her. And her stepmother was going to testify against her.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. People will come out and say, this girl's flawed. This person's flawed.
Or she wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we don't know. But exactly. I do like, when I read it and what he said.
I think he did a good job defending
himself. Yes, he
himself.
did. He did. And look, I love it, and I agree with him.
Powerful statement.
If you've got evidence that I created this type of crime, okay, then go to the authorities and give them the evidence.
Yeah, exactly. If it's really about justice, call the feds.
Call them.
Call the local police
and if
say,
you don't have the number, if you don't have the number, call me. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you didn't go that. You threatened me and said, I'm going to go public and embarrass you unless you pay me $20 million. No, I'm not giving you $20 million.
Which to me is extortion.
It is extortion. And how do these lawyers get away with it?
I don't know. Well, first of all, our bar rules make it very clear that you are not to send a letter or make any statement of what you're going to do if you don't do this.
Exactly. But lawyers do that.
You can say, that this may lead, to future lawsuits. But not, you don't do this, I'm revealing who, all that you did to the public and I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah.
That is not, in my opinion, proper at all.
Yeah.
So, maybe Jay-Z's right about this. You ever thought about that?
Yep, exactly. No, I think Jay-Z's outcome is going to be totally different than Diddy's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
I said that from the beginning.
Can we take it one step? One step further? Ready?
Yep.
Let's say that the other lawyer folds or it doesn't happen like he says it did, with
Diddy's case cracks.
Oh, that's going to throw some kinks into that, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Because
yes,
already
sir.
3 people out of Diddy's case have now just been, credibility is out the window now.
Yeah.
And I think Diddy's lawyers came out right away and said, if you read his statement, we agree that Mr. Busby, whatever the lawyer is, is peddling a lot of horseshit. And, that's the nicest way to put it out there. And I think prosecutors are going to have to sit there and watch this case now, because what happens with Jay-Z is going to definitely, because Diddy's lawyers are going to pick up on that and use it in his case.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. In a heartbeat. Because you're going to piggyback off of him and say, hold on, your whole case is flawed. And you're going off of his accusations, and you brought his victims or his clients as the victims in this case. Now we got something to talk about here.
And of course, that puts pressure on the government.
Yep. And now,
because now they either have to file charges against Jay-Z, or they have to say, nah, there's nothing there.
Exactly. And also now there's so much reasonable doubt.
Absolutely.
And,
so, isn't it great? What a web we weave. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think after the holidays, Diddy can go back for a bail hearing, in my opinion. What do you think?
I don't know if it's that soon after the holidays, but I would say, I would wait and see how that case unfolds. Okay? And it may take a month. It may take 2 months. But with that
new evidence coming to light, I think
Yeah. Now again,
it's
we
too
don't
premature.
know. Yeah, and we don't know what all the government has. We're not privileged to that.
Yeah, exactly.
And and I'll tell you, so we don't know that, and we don't know what they have right now.
Listen, I'd love to hear what people have to say. What are their thoughts?
Another lawyer in this case, maybe it was P. Diddy's lawyer, or somebody came out and said, we're fixing to reveal a whole bunch of names.
Yeah, exactly. And now here's the other thing. Come January, when Trump takes over, the U.S. attorney that brought these charges, he's gone. He already stepped down. I think there's going to be a lot of shuffling around at the Southern District of New York.
Probably so. Probably so. And there's probably going to be a lot of shuffling in the Department of Justice.
Absolutely. But I think I already have a list in my mind of cases that I think Trump's going to pardon. But touching this case it's like something that you want to stay away from. The Diddy case, he can't pardon Diddy off the bat, because that'll look bad for him, and it'll be a reputational mess. But I think he will pardon the mayor of New York. I think so. I think you know why? Did you see what the mayor of New York's been doing? Sorry to go off topic.
No.
The mayor of New York is now all of a sudden saying, hey, I'm willing to work with Trump's border czar and deport all the illegal immigrants. I'm willing to work with Trump's organization. And he's turning on the governor of New York.
Yes.
So he's basically trying to curry favor with Trump. And Trump has said that these charges are, bullshit, and they're political and I think by doing so, the moment Trump gets into office, Trump might sit there and say, just dismiss this case. I think, my opinion.
And look, it may be very well, but all of this, has, whether Jay-Z's involved or not, I don't know what the government has. They know. I'm sure the defense counsel knows by now, pretty much. So, we'll just wait and see, how it unfolds. And then that way it'll tell us, what really went on, maybe, this stuff.
I mean, in reality, he's never going to go to trial in May, did he? This is going to be pushed off for another year at least.
Yeah, probably, because I would assume with all the names and all this and everybody involved, and all of those are going to be witnesses.
Yep.
You got to get all that.
You got to prep. You got to do this, and it's going to be, well, we can't meet with our client. We can't do this, and you know how it goes. I mean, my case was delayed after I surrendered in 2020. I didn't get, the case didn't end till 2023.
Yeah.
And that was 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you got so much going on, so many records, so many people. I don't know who all the government's interviewed,
Absolutely, yeah.
what all they said, who knows?
Yeah.
I would doubt that they went and interviewed some famous, if you want to call it, some celebrity. Let's call it that, not famous, but celebrity. And the celebrity goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, I did everything." No.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. No. Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. No.
Well, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this, guys.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching this stuff. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And, wishing Jimmy all the best in your trial this week.
Thank you.
Tomorrow again. Back to it. Part 2 of it.
Yeah. Tomorrow and Saturday. Yeah. Going Saturday.
Oh, wow. Saturday?
Oh yeah. See, that in the South, Saturdays are just another trial day. Okay.
No way. I didn't know that.
We're gonna go Saturday too if necessary, and I think it's gonna be necessary.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I wish you all the best. And guys, if you haven't watched the other videos that we posted recently, they got a little heated and they got a lot of traction. There's a lot of people that were commenting and questioning and all this stuff. So go watch some of those videos. One of them was the Jag video about how Jaguar destroyed their identity. Then there was the second Jag video that went crazy. And then the other one was about one of the Trump videos. So go watch them too. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. See you, Bobby.